I used to pity deer and everything, you know, dumbass animals. But I was like, it's not their fault. They just don't have thumbs. But now, I just don't like them. It's just how? How? You gotta be fucking kidding me.
So for the longest, I've called myself trying to do like a driving video, right? And as y'all can see, this is why I don't do them. I have this little tripod. I have multiple tripods. I have many tripods because of the work I do. But with all my skills in camera and video work, I, for the life of me, do not know how to set a phone up inside of a car. It's kind of funny when you really think about it.
But I digress. What I want to talk about today is a little different, and it's mortality. When it comes to this topic, I've been wondering for a while, like how to speak on it, because it's been something on my mind for a while, a long time, at least to speak on the topic and everything, right? And it wasn't until like the recent events where former NFL player DJ Hayden and like I think 4 people or 5 people died in a car accident because of the negligence of somebody else who decided they wanted to speed and went through a red light really fast and killed herself and 5 other people. And that's where I just finally decided, you know what? I want to talk about this, as life can be very, very fleeting and everything, right? And the things that I do, like what I'm posting about living in the car and everything, the path in life that I've taken, just doing my thing my way, the way I want to do it, and trying to also be encouraging for others who might be in a similar situation, right? Or even going through any type of situation, as well as just exploring life in general. It's all because of I am very conscious of the fact that I'm not going to be here forever. I've been conscious of my mortality since a small child. By the time I was born, my grandparents on my mother's side were already dead. My grandmother had passed from an aneurysm when my mom was 17, and my grandfather was a bully from what I've been told, and somebody shot him in the head in a bar. They took him out of there because they got tired of his shit. So being without and being conscious of death is something that I've always known. In fact, my great-grandfather, also on my mom's side, that's who I lived with, he died when I was 8, and I saw him die. Or I was there when he died. I saw him go through the motions of passing as he went on a drinking binge. There's an entire story behind that I'm not really going to get into now because I just don't want to start rambling and everything, but he went on a drinking binge because he was alcoholic. And I was there the night he passed, or the night he was transitioning to pass. He became delirious and everything, was talking about seeing angels and whatnot, kind of pooped himself, a bunch of other stuff. Like he was just going through the motions of not really being in a sound mind after going like a crazy drinking binge because of his keys being taken, so he couldn't drive. It's like that whole story behind that. And the next morning when I woke up to a commotion in the household, crying. I hear my great-grandmother crying, my mom crying and everything, and I was about 8. Yeah, I should be around 8 years old. I was just like, Grandpa died. And that was it. That was my whole thought process of it. For me, there was nothing crazy. There was no tears or anything. It was just, Grandpa died. Damn. When I had the chance to, I viewed the body, just sleeping there peacefully, kind of poked his face a little bit because I was just curious. Skin was cold to the touch and everything, but it just looked like it was at peace, and that was that for me. And over the years, I've been accustomed to people dying. I lived in a neighborhood of older people, World War I, World War II veterans, so a lot of them were passing, including my great-grandfather. The first time I heard somebody get shot, it was like, I believe I was 8 or 9 years old. I was visiting my grandma. Like situations like that, essentially death has always been something that's in my mind, every single day. And I'm not being hyperbolic with this, but every single day since young years, preteen, I don't even know when it started, but every single day I've been conscious of my mortality, and it is planned how I do things, on how I want to live and everything else, like to a positive side, but also to a detriment. The detriment was, always planning ahead, wanting to help people and everything else or whatnot. I wanted to just leave a mark of uplifting and everything else, despite having my very negative side as well. I am not the greatest person at times, and I'm very conscious of that. That's why I'm trying to be better. But at the same time, it's also is what pushed me ahead of wanting to leave a mark on this planet, wanting to be somebody who is remembered, who did something. That's something I strive for every day. It's part of why I could live in a car. It's part of why I do these videos, and it's part of why I just am so headstrong and accept challenges, because I feel like the challenges are going to help me achieve and get to that point in life. It's also why I make these videos like this. This background isn't an accident. I'm very conscious of showing these things and whatnot, because one thing I've been talking about is appreciating the little things and just being able to sit out here and enjoy the fall and everything, right? I know this is like the third video I've said it, but when you put it in perspective with the macro of life, right? The big picture. The only thing you can really control is the little things in your life, right? And appreciating the little things is part of that, because life is fleeting. It can be taken so fast. See, the thing about the DJ Hayden story, right, is when I was doing football, a teammate of mine actually lost his girlfriend in a car crash. His girlfriend, who had just happened to also be an associate of somebody I know, actually a few people I know. So when the crash happened, they were all posting on Facebook, and then we go to practice the next day and come to find out, oh, that was his girlfriend. And then I say it that way because I didn't really know him like that. Like my first day of practice, I dislocated this middle finger. No, I'm not flipping y'all off. Like, this is the middle finger I dislocated really bad. It was a complete dislocation. So I kind of just wasn't really around the team, and I'm a really seclusive person anyways, right? But that notwithstanding, it was just one moment, one instant moment. Somebody was there supporting him. She would be at practice. A few times I'd interact with her. She seemed like a cool person. And then the next moment, gone. Same with DJ Hayden and them. They're just out, from what I understand, probably partying or whatnot, just enjoying time with friends, as some of the people that died were former teammates of his from college. And then a woman that was negligent, speeds through a light and gone. A former person that I worked with when I was doing retail. You were just, one day I'm thinking about, hey man, I should contact him, because he's also went to art school and everything and whatnot. Like, I would think of that. And then another day, there's a sea of Facebook posts, and he's gone, killed by a drunk driver. It's those type of things that I think about a lot. And it's those type of things that push me to move forward. I started this video with a clip of my car, right? A deer ran into my car. Deer are stupid. But what I didn't say, and I'm going to say now, is I tend to drive with my window down, because I just like the breeze and everything. It's a tendency that no matter if it's hot or cold, eventually I'm going to have my window down. And when that deer ran into my car, I heard it about a second, half a second before it smacked into it. I heard the feet just that was so that's what I heard. I hope the mic picks that up. And I hear that, and then bam, right? I was driving 40 miles an hour when that happened. There was actually a person in a truck who was coming the opposite way that saw the entire thing. But in the aftermath, I really start to think and realize, if it was just a second off, instead of it being my rear passenger door, hell, it could have been my window. What if the deer tried to jump, and I get hit in the face with hooves or something? Whatever, something that has deer end up in my lap and now I fucking crash? Do I go to the right and crash into the trees? Hell, maybe I go to the left and crash head on into the truck that's coming my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that incident could have ended up being completely different than me just complaining about how stupid deers are. And it's in moments like that that you're reminded on just how fleeting life can be. And that no matter the circumstances, you should make the best of it, you know? Politics aside and everything, like, I'm politically left-leaning. If motherfuckers don't know that, you're gonna know that now. Like, the world is a very interesting place. We have a lot of conflicts in the world. We've always had a lot of conflicts in the world. In fact, when you really think about the things that we deal with as people, a lot of our obstacles are man-made. They're obstacles caused by humans. We are living a human existence trying to survive human bullshit, right? It's such a funny paradox when you really think about it that way. At the end of the day, though, right, and I'm gonna just kind of leave this here. Take all the bullshit aside and whatnot. Life is just about survival. But it's those little things that make it enjoyable, that makes survival worth it, that makes it worth seeing another day and just seeing, like, what you can do, what you're going to see, what mark you can leave. And that's really all I just want to say here. Enjoy life. Take care of yourselves and leave your fucking mark. I'm doing mine. Catch y'all in the next one. I'm gonna be talking about the gym and everything else because I've been working out and things. You know, we're gonna start ramping this shit up. All right, I'm out.